Hey guys, I'm gonna try to do here a third part of a video, more Tour 6. Getting close to ending this tour, so hopefully I can get a couple more holes that we may or may not have seen. Santa Ventura. This could be one of them. Trying to think if I've had this one. I don't remember. So I know you need a little bit of power on this second shot. So I'm going to keep it at least a ring short of this second. And I'm also going to be mindful in case I have one to the left, make sure that I'll still probably hit that fairway on the very left edge. And then just go for a regular power shot. And I did do one on the left. This is going to be... Oh, it looks like I launched it though. I must have added power. There's no reason it should have been that far. Big mistake. Stupid mistake too. Because I could have just hit it over. Without even hitting the fairway shot. With very little effort as well. So let's see where this guy puts his. It'll give me an idea of what I want to do here next. Assuming with a drive like that, I don't know what clubs he's playing with. But he is going to be pushing the limits a little bit as to how far that he can go. So I'm going to reload here, do the same thing. I think there's a chance that he won't be able to get to the green. It's just hard to know for sure. And this time I did it correctly. I'm going to be a little bit farther, plus have a power ball on him too. So okay, so he's got a sniper. I'm assuming that he's going to struggle to get this up there without the power ball. So let's see if that's actually the case or not. Not to mention he's going to have to hit this very straight too. So I still might be able to come back. We'll see. Oh yeah, this guy's just laying up. I guess he's thinking he's got a stroke advantage on me. He's just not taking any risks, I guess. That's all I can think of. But I should be able to tie this guy, no problem. We get to a shootout hole now. So, even though I have more wind than him, why do I have... I should be able to get there. But I might have to go pretty full. This is about as bad as a wind that they could give me here. So I was able to hit perfect. Kind of giving this everything I got. I should be able to get it down there. No problem. Past the hole. A little late on the release there, for whatever reason. There seems to be some delay on. It seems like every time I start playing, There's a little bit different between my phone that I play, my main account, and then this one. It seems like the other one releases quicker, and this screen has just a slight bit of lag. When I release, it still goes for another split second. It always takes me a slight adjustment to go between the two. So I'm not sure if I've done this hole or not with you, so I'm glad this came up. I've been doing a rough shot here, but foremost, I'm going to base whatever I do off of what he does. So if he hits this really well, then I'm going to go for it. If he doesn't hit this really well, then I'm just going to do what it takes to win. Okay, so I should be able to beat that. Okay, so if you were to go aggressively here and shoot like right here, I can probably beat him. The other way is going to be with Big Dog. I think I can also beat him. That's probably the way that I'm going to try to play this, would be with Big Dog. I think I can beat him by curling it. I don't know how much to topspin, but I still think I can hit it closer than him just completely just manufacturing this shot. And just staying slightly aggressive over here. That should be actually halfway decent. It's going to swing past the hole because of how much slope I used. But nevertheless, not too bad, especially with no ball trail and all the odds against me. It looks like the biggest thing I'm missing is maybe just a little bit more side spin that I could potentially use. But you see, that's a pretty good approach with a wind like that that's down. So if the wind wasn't down, you could add a little bit of power and do the exact same thing. And of course, it'd be nicer to be using like a quasar ball as opposed to a navigator, which doesn't curl quite as much. See how good this guy is. He's got plenty of games. That worries me some. It makes me think I might need to hit this fairway. So I still have a couple Titans. I'm going to try to pull one out here. I get the sense that I might have to kind of go full here. I'm going to try it like this. 3 forward. I'm going to switch it to full forward. I was able to get it off last second. Perfect ball. Let's see what this does. It's perfect. So you see what I was doing there? I was trying to estimate how far my ball was going to land when I go max power. You see me pull it up full, and it looked like it was slightly into the wind, just like his is. So what you saw me do there was really maximize how far I could do it. I'm really surprised with him seeing my shot that he's not trying to force the issue. You should never, first off, you should never go for this fairway. So don't do what he's doing ever. I guess his thought process is maybe if he gets down there to the very end, depending on a really solid wind, he'll be able to still go for the green in 2. But you have to hit this too perfect. It's not worth it. I don't recommend this shot at all. You put it there, and now you make the hole way harder. and I might be on in 2 now. So, especially with my big dog. So the shot that I usually use here is more of a topspin shot. I'm going to do it with some curl to keep it out of the trees here. I'm going to add some power. See, that's where max is. I can probably almost get away with close to max, to be honest with you. I'm going to do this with some curl. I want to try to stay away from max just because of accuracy. So I'm hoping even with that baby shank, I'm still going to hit the rough, which I didn't. I just missed it. It's going to cost me my eagle that I could have got. But with him in so much trouble, we'll see. We'll see. Him getting to the green in 2 now isn't necessarily the easiest thing. It's not the hardest thing in the world. But, I mean, he kind of didn't hit the greatest shot. There's no guarantee that he'll get his on. So what I was trying to do was spin it through that rough, and as you see, I just missed by the marginalist of error. It's not the end of the world. I can still get this. I usually do two bars of backspin and play the third hop pretty close to the hole, which you're going to see me do here. So what I'll do probably isn't even going to break that much. Probably be more like that. So you see I'm keeping it inside hole and going just past the hole with my aim. And I just missed it. And you see the third hop was still just past the hole. So if it would have slammed the pin had I hit perfect ball there. I would have probably hopped in. What I was trying to get it to do was make the third hop basically like right in front of the hole. And then it would still probably go in with 2 backspin. But as you see, that's how little the wind plays. It didn't even come back to the hole. So you see, we're going to need to go to a playoff. And it was only because I missed the rough by an inch. But that's okay. Maybe I can show you. Alright, so I'm fine with this too, because I'm glad that I get to show you a different way to do the shot. I probably won't hit that same shot unless he really executes this well. I'll try to pull it off differently this time around. So it's looking to me like he might try to do the aggressive approach. Or it actually looked like he might be trying to hit the downslope of the right. I can't really tell what he's doing, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, he's doing it the aggressive way. That's actually a pretty solid shot. It is going to swing past like mine did. But that gives me, well, it didn't swing past. It actually held up for some reason. Took some funny bounce. That's actually surprisingly really good. I was very fortunate. I haven't seen many balls ever do that. to where when it comes down that slope, it almost came back too flat and slowed down significantly. So I'm not really sure what I do in this situation. So I'm just going to try to get creative. I feel like I kind of hit a ridiculously lucky shot to beat that. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to try to hit this into a backstop over here. So let's try it like this. I'm pretty sure this is doable. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it at just the right angle. So it is coming back at the hole, and it is stopping, and I beat him. So you see that's just kind of an secondary approach to try to taking this hole. You cannot really do that on Tour 11, so it's something I really don't have a lot of experience doing. I knew I could probably pull it off. So if you can just kind of model my spin and try to avoid that glitchy spot where it was popping straight in the air. At first I thought it was going to play like that, but then I realized it was just a glitch. So if you can avoid that glitch spot where it pops in the air, and just use the backstop there. If you don't get enough up that backstop, it's not going to come down. It's not going to shoot down and get close enough. It'll just stay behind there. Alright, so let's try this hole here. Let's see about Carl real quick. One of the biggest things that I could say that you should do is always view your opponent, plus use their banners. It'll help figure out. And I know with this hole, sometimes you can come up a bit short. So I want to make sure that I'm hitting this long enough. I did right shank that a little bit. I'm hoping that it's not enough to start threading in that right side, and it's not. And that's one of the reasons that I could suggest not going through that bottleneck there and keeping it real short would be to avoid putting it where this guy did. Especially in the early game. If you had a Nirvana 8, you could still get to the green from here. With the club that he has, he needs to figure out the best way to lay up. And usually the answer is there and not getting too aggressive around the bend. I wouldn't even do, I don't know why he's doing backspin. I would do no backspin, no real extra power, just put it in the fairway over there. He's stopping it for some reason when it would have been better if he had a little bit more rollout. It gets you closer. All right, so I'm really glad my big dog stepped it up a little. This looks like it's going to land just up on the front of the green. And then it should roll out some. Assuming, it's hard to tell. This might be coming in just a touch hot. I'm going to try to do a little bit of this, a little bit of curl on top of it because of the wind. And the reason I'm trying to play it this way as opposed to straight up is because I want to keep it away from that rough. I want to play extra cautious so it doesn't hit that rough. And it would have been pretty good had I not hit that great ball. And you want that second hop to land very close to the fringe there and then have it roll out. So what you see me doing is I'll turn it sideways to try to guesstimate where the side is.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
You see, I was able to beat that guy outright. I kind of feel like I should probably be unlocking a couple more chests. I still have a decent amount of gems, so I'm going to do that just to facilitate things a tiny bit. Desert Storm, of course it doesn't. So I really want to get that sniper up another level. I have a feeling the way my woods are going, how I'm not really unlocking anything in the wood category, that I'm going to need to rely heavily on that sniper in Tour 7. Wow, so this guy's pulling out an eyeball. So this is a crazy ball to be using. I'm surprised that he would waste it on such an easy hole. Maybe he's using my player card and just being like, I want just to make sure or something. But that's one of the things that I definitely suggest is always doing that, using the player card, taking advantage of knowing who you're playing against. And I like to stay away from the edge over there. I feel like with the wind in the face here, no real risk of running through this fairway. So getting this one down here can be crucial. You really want to set up the second shot. So a big dog, we're exactly almost in the exact same spot. So he's got a pretty good big dog. Looks like he's pulling it back a little bit. I'm going to try to not pull it back at all. Pull it back a little bit more. I like to use maybe one backspin here. I'm thinking. See how his runs out. See, his is still running out pretty good. A little bit more than I want. So you're going to see me, let's see. So we're kind of on the long end of the club here. So that's one thing that you always got to figure out. That means you're going to have to play more wind because of that. I'm going to play about 1 1/4. I'm assuming that I'm going to have to get within a ball here. I'm going to have to get within 1 ring. So you see I'm putting my ring just 1 short there. I'm going at least right around 2 rings. I didn't want to miss right, but it looks like I'm going to be okay. I wanted to miss left, if anything. But as you can see, I had pretty good weight there. It didn't run out past the hole. I was a little caught. I was a little wearisome that shanking right could possibly put it in the rough. So one of the things that you saw me do there was right spinning it so I could get away from the rough as far as possible just in case I shanked it. So that was something that I was doing consciously to make sure that I could keep it as far away from the rough as possible. Just in case that great ball comes, or even worse than that. Any worse than that, I would have definitely hit it. But so pretty much the same as you've seen me do before. I'm going to do similar here. Now, no matter where this guy puts it, I'm assuming if I hit my perfect ball, I'm going to beat this guy. So he's a little long, maybe about 3-something, 3.5 yards. And again, playing it my way is definitely optimal. So I'm going to take off just a touch of backspin because I don't think it's going to run out as much into the wind. I'm going to do half a bar this time. I'm going to try to make this my landing zone. I really don't know how many rings to go. I'm still not very accurate, so I'm going to do a touch of little extra. I'm going to do a little extra right spin here. And of course I missed my perfect ball. I don't think I'm going to need it because I missed left. So it's just going to swing a little bit harder. You saw it getting a little bit aggressive with the curve. If I wouldn't have shanked it, it wouldn't have went so aggressive to the right there. It might have held its line better, and I might have made it. Would have been damn close. But if anybody doesn't play it my way, I basically, assume to beat him. And as you notice, so if you remember from the last time I played it and still had that video, missing it right, I still hit it very far from the hole. And not super far. I think it was almost 2 yards. And missing left, I mean, look what it does. Missing it left, it's still right on the hole. So that just shows you that bailing out to the left is maybe a good thing to do. So it's pretty awesome that I got. It's a good thing I opened that, unlocked that silver chest, because had I not done that, I wouldn't have got that platinum chest. So I'm going to move this one out of the way since it's only one to open right now. Let's see what kind of good clubs I can get. Saturn, that's good. I'm using it right now, so that's a good one. Grizzly, okay. And then a Marlin Ball. I'm going to start to unlock this, and this is good. So it's going to guarantee at least 2 epics. With as few clubs as I have open, I mean, if it's not Junglist and it's not Grim Reaper, it's guaranteed going to be a new club. So, or Sahara. I only have 3 pink cards. The odds are in my favor getting that platinum, that I'm going to unlock something. And it's a Tour 6 chest, which means it could potentially be something good too. That's crazy that the only thing it upgrades is Topspin only. Oh man, that is the most pointless upgrade I've ever seen. It looks like that's it for now. Let's grind. Where am I at? 30 minutes? I'm going to do one more hole for you guys. I feel like I've gave you pretty much all that you need to see from this tour for the most part. I'm sure we're missing some holes. It's a very big tour with the amount of holes that they've put in. But you're seeing a lot. You're getting a lot of practice types. And I know we've already done this one, so you're not going to learn any extra value. But I'll just try to ram home some of the points that I've been talking about, which is not getting too aggressive around this corner. So you're not going to see me do what this guy's doing at all. It's stupid. Yes, you can pull it off. But I'm thinking with as much fair... I mean, he's got to get so lucky. It looks like he did hit it real close there. The second hop hit that. If it... I mean, he could go through to the other side so easily. It's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. Sure, you can do it. But if you just hit it out into that middle open area, that's all you need. So 2 bounces, 3 bounces. So you're going to see me do this with no top spin here. Perfect ball. Should have the curl on it. So the more topspin I put on it, the more it starts going right at that rough that you can just see start to creep out of the right of the screen there. The longer I go, the more at risk I am to hit that. And you see, the distance that I hit is plenty enough to get here. So I took care of the important parts. And now that I have 2 or 3 backspin here, I'm going to really start to be able to hone in on this a little bit. So the second hop is better to get right up on the surface. So I'm going to try to estimate. And I can use the bunkers to see where he's aiming as the bunker. And I can use his shot trail to help with my shot. So his initial bounce was like parallel to the bunker. And his second hop was right there, right on the front of the green. So if he would have used all of his backspin there, I don't know how much he had, but if he would have used what I'm going to use, his shot would have probably been on point. So I'm going to use his 3-wood shot as a ball guide for me. So I'm going 2.5 back. So I'm hoping being able to use his guide. This is going to be about where I want it to land. I'm hoping. So let's try this. And it looks like Where I have it right now, it's already to the left of the hole a little bit. So I'm going to just try to underplay this wind a little bit. Which I'm really not quite sure how far to go. I might just go a ring.
Perfect shot.
Ooh. You see, I went too much on the wind there. But it was coming in pretty good speed. And you see, utilizing his shot, even though I don't have shot trail, I can use his guide to help me set up where I want to position mine, because since we were almost about the same distance, it should run out pretty similar. Even though we don't have the same clubs, it doesn't matter. So all clubs play the same. The biggest difference is, the difference in the stats, like spin and stuff like that. But a sniper, if you're not using backspin or whatever, is going to go just like Big Dog. It's all about accuracy and all that other stuff. Ball trail. Those are the only things that change, is when you start to do that stuff. And plus what you can visualize. So good. I'm glad we got this. Now, I used to be able to pull this off with Big Dog. I'm going to see if I still can. What I usually do on this hole is just a touch of backspin. Well, actually, you know what? I think it's a touch of forward spin, actually. So I don't actually write notes down. So I usually have to, figure it out on the fly. I need to get a little aggressive here. I need to make sure pointing. I'm getting a little tight on time too. Of course, I hit the great ball. Let's hope. Nope. So everything was probably good, but the fact that I shanked it and didn't get it over aggressive enough, it wasn't able to carry onto the green there. So the safe bailout shot here is just to aim for that rough over there towards the green and not shot copy me. It's safer to just avoid going that way altogether. And he should just aim for the rough there and just trickle his driver through that rough on the right towards the water. He shouldn't go for the shot. Of course, he can pull it off, but and you see he's trying to put more topspin because he knows all he has to do is get over the bunker. If he gets over that bunker, he beats me. He's closer than me. So he's using that principle and just trying to topspin it more than me, which he did, even though he didn't pull off the shot. So keep in mind what I did, because it was pretty spot on in terms of measurements and stuff. It's just that you have to get real aggressive on that bunker, plus have side spin balls. So usually when I'm playing on tour 11, I always have at least a Titan on me, so my side spin's better. Plus, if I would have hit a great ball like that, my accuracy's so much better, so I wouldn't have shanked it that far. It wouldn't have went all the way over there to the left on that great ball. So all that combined was enough to make me hit that sand as opposed to running out towards the hole. So take my notes from that hole. Just don't try to duplicate the shot. And in terms of when you're going over rings, at this point I'm still really guessing. I really don't know my clubs too much. But for that 7.8-ish win that I had, I was basically trying to factor in for about 3 rings. Try to be on the safe side. I know that at best it's three rings, so I was basically trying to play, the blue ring, line up the blue ring on the fairway somewhere that I wanted to land it, and then hit a perfect ball, and then the wind's going to take it over to that blue ring. But of course I hit the great ball to the left. It probably pulled it 2 or 3 yards at least. And with not having that extra side spin, those factors together made that ball not be able to go towards the hole. So anyway, hopefully this video has been some help to you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to comment on the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that if you like what you're seeing. And other than that, good luck grinding through Tour 6.